Hello everyone, this is E. It is the 25th of March, Lucy's birthday. Just come back from a great dinner with her and thought we'd take a minute to look over the charts and think about a couple of things, maybe get ready for tomorrow. If you had a great day today, obviously you don't have to do a thing tomorrow. We'll look for more opportunities again as the day opens tomorrow. We thought the first battlefield this morning would be in the 80s. We had a gap at 81.5, 82.25 zone, and we had 92 resistance left over from yesterday. So we felt that would be the first primary battle to be resolved, and we assumed that traders that wanted to give it a whack would probably try so in the 88 to 90 region with 92 stops. We like the 60-minute chart battle, depending on who won, whether the blue line won or the pink line. And once we break through and keep the blue line intact, then anything goes as we start to head down that road. It always looks easy in hindsight. Of course, it is not. We believe that we are extremely lucky once we get a trade that is working, and feel honored to be able to use the system that will keep us on the right side of the trade. So for us, it's following the blue line, and whatever chart we use, we want to see that we are under that blue line to give us the opportunity for potential umbrella trade. Nothing better than something like this 15-minute chart to give us the feeling that the knife is falling and we could go to any low day. Today was definitely an outlier day. The pattern that I read this morning was a potential descending triangle. It is what I drew in on the charts. We started with a 5-minute chart and eventually migrated to the 4, and I said let's keep things as tight as we can to the blue line, looking for entry near the blue line. Interestingly, my first thought this morning was be careful about a bounce that, we'd come a long way the last couple of days and we could get a significant bounce if we could get above the blue line. But the objective criteria kept us in the trade looking for shorts until proven otherwise. So this was a case of thinking one thing but trying to follow the objective criteria. And then once we came out the bottom on that descending triangle, targets became that 78. Obviously knock out 78s and then look for the 75 test. 73.5 was a trap that kept traders trapped since FOMC. 69 we had as a target. This was a significant target, the monthly middle. And once we took out the 69, we felt anything goes. We knew at that point that this was what we call a rabid dog day, and just try to keep a trailer and assume we'll get bounces, but they'll be small and probably contained. So we set this 68, 75, 69 resistance zone and just said as long as that is intact, we're heading south side. And eventual targets obviously become that 62.5 target. And if we could break that, which we felt such a minimal lunge contra that the pressure was still downward, then we started to look for that 59 to 57.25 target, which was the launch on FOMC day. And then obviously 52s to 55s, which were the heart of the support of the FOMC day. So really once we broke this core right here, any low in this, the rest of this bar becomes available. And that's why we played it. We said that you're going to guess wrong 5 times trying to guess long rather than just play the trend side today. Tunnel vision, obviously on the 30-minute chart, we held the mid-uni, came down and way out of bounds here. We broke significant standard deviation type lines. Same thing over here on the 60. We held beautifully at the mid-uni and then came out the bottom. You'll see in the daily chart crossed over the mid-uni here to test the low from FOMC. And then on the 240 crossed over here, and one side leads sometimes to the other. Perfect example of oversold after being overbought. One of my favorite charts, we did the crossover. We tested in here this 75 zone, which we thought needed to be retested in the middle of that big bar. Always gets retested. The question is when, and can you penetrate that, and then obviously continue on and test further in that bar. End of the day, 52 and a quarter, absolutely perfect test right here of the day's low. And anybody that is long side here is certainly not going to wait and turn a winning trade into a losing trade. So those traders, as you encroach on them, have to just evacuate their trades, and that will exacerbate the selling. And we like to keep it simple. We had a simple pivot system that we were using, and we noticed once we got back under this 75, then the target 61 target became available, and then the 52 and a quarter, and obviously this would represent last week's low. But this, we felt, if we could get there, just close your eyes and make sure you get paid the type of target. And best outs will probably be for conservative traders between the 61 to the 52s, and depending on who's got a trailer and who doesn't. And let's wrap up with one more look at that 4-minute chart, a 4 or a 5. Anytime you have the price action staying under that blue line, as long as it is under, if it's 50 points or 100 points or 75 or 25, doesn't matter. As long as it's still under that blue line, slope is still down and you are still going south side. Remembering that will help you when we get a mini crash or whatever. It's not about how far it goes. We know we can go on outlier days. So the slope, as long as it's under that line, you are still in the umbrella trade. We call that the picture of power. And the pink line is on top, and the blue line next, and the red line and the green line. And as long as you have that alignment, we call that the umbrella trade. And there is no better way to print money than to follow a chart like that. So we tend to move it back a little bit deeper, like to a 5 or an 8 or a 10-minute chart, 15, and as long as we're under that line, just like you can see over here on the 30, here's the battlefield. And then once you cross over and come underneath, this is where the safe starts to fall. And we do not try to catch a falling knife. We would rather let traders guess 5 times wrong. We're going to keep staying with that trend trade until it's proven otherwise. All right, this is E signing off. Hope you had a good one, and I hope this helps your trading.